supposed to work. I give my dad a head start before I fish out a couple of coins and plunk them down on the wooden bar. The bartender jerks his head at me in a glad you're finally getting the hell out of here and freeing up some bar room on a Friday night kind of way. I don't give him any sort of gesture in return. I follow my dad out onto the street. I need to get that card before he projects back to the present. Well, his present. He left for this mission in 1991. I left decades later. A woman walks past wearing a sweater that's probably 2 sizes too small and a tight pencil skirt that leaves very little to the imagination. Please don't, my mind begs. But, sure enough, my dad's head turns to follow the lines running up the back of the woman's stockings as she walks away. You have a wife at home, I think. But at least it gives me an opportunity. I grab a rumpled copy of the New York Times off the top of a trash bin and hustle over to my dad. I unfurl the paper and pretend to stare at the headline. Germany and Russia sign 10-year non-aggression pact. And then I snort, because that was a waste of paper. I lift my head at the last moment to see my dad turning around, then focus my eyes back on the paper. My dad runs smack into me. Oh, sorry, he says as I slip my hand into his jacket pocket and take out the card. His smile is warm and friendly, and entirely phony. My mistake, I say in a gruff voice. I've dropped the accent. I'm sure my dad would recognize it, and we are so not having the, hey, are you from Romania? My wife's mother is Romanian conversation. If there's one thing I've learned from these past months I've been tailing my dad, it's that he's the kind of guy who talks to everyone about everything. Lots of small talk schmoozing, just like a politician. I tuck my chin and keep walking so he won't have the chance to recognize me from the bar, accent or not. I duck into the next street and toss the paper into another bin. Then I whip out the card. Henry Graham, Vice President, Iberia Holdings. Iberia Holdings. This is a new one. Iberia. That has something to do with Spain. Crap. I hope that doesn't mean it's a foreign company. Those records are so much harder to trace. The narc will not be pleased. I repeat the man's name and title in my mind a few times, then peer around the corner. My dad is jogging down the stairs into the 8th Street subway stop. He's on his way to Penn Station. I follow him down to the platform, but leave about 20 feet between us. The train rumbles forward, and I watch my dad get on before I jump into the same car, different door. During the ride, my dad grins and ogles at least 3 more women. He strikes up a conversation with a young blonde with a bad root job, and I hate this. I hate everything about this. The subway pulls into Penn Station, and my dad takes the young woman's hand and kisses the top of it. Actually puts his lips on her skin, which makes my own crawl. I roll my shoulders back once, twice, like I can shrug off this feeling. But it lingers, wrapping around me like a scarf I can't take off. Or won't. I hop off the car and spot my dad several paces ahead. The station is packed with evening commuters, which makes this a hell of a lot easier. Then again, after I had to sneak a briefcase away from my dad in a not-crowded Logan airport, photocopy the entire contents, then sneak it back without him noticing, anything looks like a piece of cake. I pick up the pace and fall in line behind my dad as he makes his way toward the stairs. He's trying to get to Boston to project, which is exactly where I'll be heading myself soon. On a different train. There's a backup of commuters ahead, a throng of people pressed together, fighting one another through the turnstile. Perfect. I position myself to the right of my dad, then step toward the turnstile at the same moment he does. My dad elbows me out of the way to go first. Nice. And I slip the card into his pocket before stepping away to let him through. Done. This mission is freaking done. I turn and fight my way against the mob of people anxious to get home on a Friday night, then plop myself onto a bench. I have a ticket for a train that departs at 7:15, but I'm really in no hurry. I know